Everybody, sorry it's a little bit late tonight, but I got done watching the Michael Jordan documentary thing. I wanted to run through this document with you a little bit. I wanted to try to show you how to get Screencastify to do your presenting thing, but I just tried and I can't show Screencastify while I'm on Screencastify. So you got to find a way to get into full presentation mode on that. And I know it's doable. A lot of people are doing it. Snapchat somebody or something and find out how to make that happen, because people are happening. It should not be in where your slides are down the side here where you can see your whole screen or whatever. Get it into presentation mode. Snapchat somebody near you. I would say I don't know, 3/4 or more of the ones that I got are in presentation mode. So I just want to go through this document. I don't think you need to say in conclusion for your TED Talk. Tomorrow I'm going to post a TED Talk that I've been working on all day, by the way. It'll show some of the little things I want you to do. For the most part, the ones that people have done are incredible. And we're going to try to put them on the Central Trend website when everyone's finished, and they'll be publicized, and we'll tweet it out, of course, with your approval. But so many of them are going to be so good. I also am starting to think that maybe next week will be another run-through week. If we had class, I'd be running through it with you every day for a long time. So I'm thinking I might do that and give you the option to do a final, but also give you the option to do one more run through. I'm just really proud of everybody doing it. It's just so good. Here's my thoughts. Number one, you can read. Number two, I think many of you, and this is my fault, many of you are putting a first slide up there that has the title of your presentation, then you're telling the story, and then you don't even mention the title of your presentation, or also the title of your presentation is giving away what you're going to talk about, when I think it'd be nice to have a little bit of mystery. So I think a lot of you should eliminate that title slide or move that title slide back one and put a picture of something up at the start that you're talking about in your story. And then when you get to your topic, put your title slide up. But I also think some of you could go without a title slide. But I think it's mismatching for some of you where you have this title slide up, but you're telling the story. And all along we know where the story is going because we see the title slide. And I think it ruins a little bit of that mystery. Number three, opening story, make it specific to you. A lot of you telling a story at the start about, I don't have a great example, but we tell a pretty general story at the start. I just think specific to you. Okay, specific to you is the best, as opposed to, here's the example I wrote here. Some people really like to go fishing and catch the big one. They go to ponds. So you're telling a story kind of, but it's not really you and not really your story. Some of you do it for the entire TED Talk where you're very general and talking about people and general things. And I just think more specific to you, more specific examples from you are important. I wrote that in the comments. I watched every TED Talk. Google Images, I think, are a problem for a lot of them. I think there are times you have to, but I also think that you should try to use your own pictures whenever possible. I get it if you're talking about music and you need to use an album cover or something like that. But I think many of you can use pictures of yourself. A lot of you giving presentations about yourself and there's not a picture of you or your family in it, and that's what you're talking about. So I'm just going to recommend that. Number five is that full presentation mode. We got to figure it out. If you don't know how to do it, contact someone else in the class. I sent a couple emails out with what other people were doing, but there are ways to do it. A lot of people are doing it. Make room for your slides for your face so you don't have to do this the whole time, while you're presenting. I think I did it in my sample, but you should try to find a place to put your face and keep it there, and then not move it around. Let's see. Don't be general. Don't get cliche. There's some that started to sound a little bit cliche. Get rid of stuff behind you. So I sat in a different spot here on purpose. You see my window. You see the ceiling. You see the walls. You see the angle is looking up at me like this. Some of you have it like this a little bit where we can't really see all of you. It really should be like that, if possible. I'm trying. Where it's just you and the wall. I tried there, but I didn't do very well. You and a wall and a good look at you with not much going on in the background. If you have pics up, you should refer to them. If you do have some pics of you up, I think a quick mention of this is me with this. This is me with this. All right, number 11 is crucial. I think a great way to conclude is to tie back to your intro. If you're telling a story at the start about something, when you get to the end, go back to that story and say something like I was saying early on about my first move. And now I've learned that something that kind of goes back. It really is, and a few of you did it already, but it kind of ties the presentation into a nice, neat package. Use animations on your Google slides. So There's a thing called animations on Google Slides, and I think most of you know this, where you click and your words come in. If you have subtopics on a screen, I would use that so we don't see your next topic before you talk about your topic. Ruins a little bit of the presentation if it's all sitting there and we know where you're going next. Some of you are really close to being final. I think some of you are just like there. And I think here's what we'll do next week. If you want, and I'll write this in an email too. If you want to do your final next week, just label as final. If you want to do a run through, I'll let you do another run through and I'll watch it again and give you some more feedback. So that's an option for you. But if you do want to do your final, I'll put one more thing up there that says like TED Talk practice or something like that. And you can put it there, but if you want it to be final, label as final. I'll put an email out with this information as well. We are going to start Old Man on the Sea next week, and I'll send an email out soon with reading schedule for that and how we'll do that. Very fast read, really interesting. I'll talk more about it a little bit in my TED Talk tomorrow as well. And 5 minutes is the limit. Just make sure that you're under 5 minutes. It's no problem. Many of you are like 3.5, 4 minutes, which is great. And you're still getting all your points done, which is awesome. So, all right. So that's my speech. Again, tomorrow I will put out a sample TED Talk that does some of the things I'm talking about from me. And I also put out that reading schedule for Old Man in the Sea. And I appreciate you guys. I'll see you and talk to you soon.